Hi everyone, I'm Christy from Sun Ballast. In the previous video, we saw together how to insert modules on a flat roof. And now, I can't wait to explain how to do it with pitched roofs. So let's start. First of all, here we are in our project where for support I have already created pitched roofs both in tiles and in sheet metal. Now let's create two prototypes. As you can see, the system warns you from here that these prototypes are suitable for pitched roofs. So here we have now created the prototypes. Now we can start. For the insertion of the modules, the configurator gives us the possibility to choose between two alternatives, manual or automatic, exactly as for flat roofs. Manual entry allows us to directly drag the panels onto the roof as we please. Unlike flat roofs, in this case, it is not necessary to indicate the orientation side of the modules on the roof. So once done with the little hand icon, we insert our module on the cover by dragging and positioning it. And here it is our panel. Now let's see together all the possibilities we have for modification. In fact, by selecting it, a drop-down menu will always appear on the right. The key translates to be able to bring it into the roof through the axis or by moving it freely. The stretch button that allows us to increase or decrease the rows by increasing and decreasing the number of modules. So we created a row of 10 modules. Now let's see the duplicate button to duplicate our prototype on the cover. To duplicate it, we use the axis and place the second row at a suitable distance. Once the first copy has been made, you can continue copying the row, keeping the same distance and manually entering the number of copies you want to make. In this case, we select 4 pairs. In any case, even if duplicated, each row of modules can always be modified or moved to your liking. Now to view the distance from our rows from the coverage limits, we can use a quote button, and this will indicate the distance of our row from the corner of the coverage, and we can also modify it to our liking if we have the precise distance to respect. Now let's try to draw some rows together. So in total here we have inserted 121 modules. Now let's see together how to create a new layer. As for the flat roofs, creating a new one will keep the obstacles and prototypes created, but not the modules placed on the cover. And in this way, we have the possibility, always on the same roofing and always in the same project, to evaluate and try other positioning alternatives. We can therefore switch from one layer to another very easily. Now, with this new layer, let's try the second mode together. That is the automatic one. Let's go back to our sheet metal profile prototype and select the fitting function. This function allows you to fill in the coverage automatically by entering the measurements and distances we need. We select the coverage, and in the drop-down menu on the right, we see together the data that we can enter and modify. In the second icon, we can insert offset. That is the distance of the coverage limits that we want to maintain, and insert 0.5. We can also evaluate a side-by-side offset in the second icon by clicking on the row representing the side and entering the measurements we need. Let's now move on to the fitting modifications, the one calculated by the system as a vertical distance and the optimal distance between the rows of modules. We could also enter 0 meter to cause the rows to be entered attached to each other. Below, we can enter the horizontal distance between the modules and possibly the modules for each row. Let's proceed now with the calculation. The system has therefore inserted the greatest number of modules and rows, maintaining the distances that we have pre-established. If this positioning is correct for us, we can proceed with position. Obviously, even in this case, we can always modify or eliminate rows of modules as we want. Now we'll try together to place modules on the other covers. Well, now we have seen both how to position the modules on a flat roof and on a pitched roof. What a show, right? See you in the next video.